What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about the Legacy of Kain because apparently a full remaster of the first two Soul Reaver games has just officially leaked by accident at Comic-Con, and pretty much everybody is immediately freaking out, myself included. But let me explain some stuff. Let's talk about where this leak came from, why it's probably real, and why I think this is a very good sign of things to come. Let's break it down. Hi, hope you're having a great day. If you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, I've been a big fan of all these remasters and remakes we've been getting for the last couple years because I do feel like the PlayStation 1, the Xbox, the GameCube eras, like a lot of that stuff that came out in the late 90s and early 2000s, a lot of those games not only still look good, but they play good. They're still incredibly great. And these are games that currently do not exist anywhere. There is no way to play the old school Soul Reaver games. Well, at Comic-Con today, another leak happened. Every single year, something happens to slip out because you get that many millions of fans looking at your stuff, a lot of different levels of PR and developer and stuff. A lot of times stuff gets leaked. So somebody was filming this cool figurine of Kain and the Soul Reaver dude just completely clashing. Raziel, right? Oh my god, it's been like 20 years since I played the game. That's why we need a remaster. So somebody was just casually filming it. This is a screenshot of their video, and everybody was like, wait a minute, Soul Reaver Remastered? What the heck? Now, this literally got posted minutes ago. It has almost 2,000 likes in 10 minutes. Do not toy with my emotions, Comic-Con. Lord have mercy, don't toy with me. Everybody is completely happy because as it currently exists, these games are literally unplayable. They're not accessible, they're not on PC, they're not anywhere. You can't do anything other than emulate them. Timur Hussein is a massive fan of Dark Souls and all sorts of cool stuff, and he has been basically beating the drum specifically for a Soul Reaver remaster for years and years and years at this point. So I like his take. Soul Reaver 1 and 2 getting remasters is fantastic news. They're unplayable currently, so having them accessible again is huge. By today's standards, they're a little bit clunky, but they have everything I love in games. I can trace my obsession back to From Software with its stuff to Legacy of Kain. Now, personally, I've been a big fan of Soul Reaver because way back in the day when I first got my Dreamcast, I had a friend who gave me a big book of 100 games. I've talked about this before. That's why I'm DreamcastGuy, is I got this huge binder of games and I ended up playing through it over the course of years. And so I became obsessed with the Dreamcast. It's all I talk about. And this is one of those games. Soul Reaver is one of those games that I ended up playing that just completely melted my brain. Now, the reason I'm so excited about this is because Soul Reaver is technically owned by Crystal Dynamics. You can see the little Crystal Dynamics logo there, but it's actually owned by Embracer Group. They own a huge chunk of the entire gaming industry, and they're basically just been sitting on it like a dragon's hoard. They own so much different IP, from different stuff from Marvel's, different stuff like old Tomb Raider games. They own everything, and they have been slowly drip feeding us remasters. Like early this year, we got the Tomb Raider Remastered trilogy, which was shockingly fantastic. It was practically a full-blown remake. Well, one of the games people have been making for the most has been Legacy of Kain. Embracer Group acknowledges the fan desire for a new Legacy of Kain game. This came out 2 years ago. They bought that studio 2 years ago. And we have not gotten a single game since Legacy of Kain Defiance came out in 2003. Oh my god. It is wild that this game sold so well. All told, the cult classic series sold between 3 and 7 million copies by 2007. Like, at times I almost think about the fact that this era of remasters to me is incredibly interesting because I think a lot of people are going to play them for the first time. Last generation, the PlayStation 4 generation, the early Nintendo Switch generation and stuff like that, a huge explosion of the gaming space happened. It's trackable. A lot of people that had never gamed before or never gamed before seriously bought consoles, started buying games, started beating games and stuff like that. So it's been interesting. That's why you start to see games are selling tens of millions of copies, when back in the day, sometimes a game would sell 500,000 copies and still break a profit. I'm curious to see how these games would be received, how they'd be loved in the current day, and I feel like they'd actually grow a much, much bigger audience. I have been completely pounding the drum of remaster everything that we currently have the code for, because in this current era of digital only stuff, it is weird that the physical discs we own are becoming, in a way, sort of inert. Like, I have every single Dreamcast game ever made. I've got a physical disc for all 234 Dreamcast games released in North America, and I've played them all. I love them all. But it is weird that if I want to play those games, I can't play a current version of a lot of them. I can't just go on Steam and just download Skies of Arcadia or something like that. And Legacy of Kain is one of those games where I want some sort of eternal way to play it. Like, I want this to be on current platforms so we can actually access it. I do believe that going forward, like PlayStation 5, the current Xbox Series X, the current Nintendo Switch, I think that we're about to hit this permanent state. I think that we're now going to have permanent access to these games. Our accounts will carry over, our purchases will carry over. I'm curious to see how much stuff continues to exist. How many games we get now will still be playable in some sort here in 10 years. Whereas, obviously, a lot of stuff we bought back in the day, even stuff from the PlayStation 3 generation, is just completely lost to time. Short and sweet, Legacy of Kain is badass. The fact that it's being remastered, to me, does not shock me, but now I guess it just comes down to the fact that how much of a remaster is it? Is it just going to be freshening up the coat of paint? Is it going to be better lighting systems? Or are these just straight up upscaled, better frame rate re-releases? Honestly, I'll take whatever they release. These games are so good, I'm going to buy it as a nostalgic fan, but I hope they do some tweaks and changes to make it feel a bit more modern so current audiences can approach it and love it just as much as we did back in the day. But these have just been some off-the-cuff thoughts. I actually have a meeting here in 7 minutes, so if this video seems a bit rushed, it's because I'm trying to go do that. But I love you guys very much. I hope you have a great day, and if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. I've talked about the fact that there's this machine that keeps cutting me at the gym. Look at this. Ugh. I'm never going to stop using it because it's so good for you, but my poor bruised up shoulders. Ooh, Legacy of Kain. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.